this particular morning, the Diamond Trust Bank is opening up a branch here in Eldoret town. This tapping into the business hub that Eldoret has rightfully positioned itself here in Eldoret and also serving in Western Kenya. Granted that this is a political season, it will be interesting perhaps later to speak to the Diamond Trust Bank management to understand what exactly informed their decisions and also observe their markets and trends. Now, very briefly, because the function is about to start, we are now joined live by Ken Nyakomita. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us and for your patience. He is one of the bosses at DTB. Sir, this is an election year, and indeed we are gearing up towards the election at the early next week. What informs this particular business decision, granted that it is observed in other elections that during such periods, businessmen or businesses tend to slow down until after the elections?
Okay, so one thing you should know is that our business is long-term. We are an indigenous bank and we have a long-term view of Eldoret. And Eldoret has been a good location for DTB. We are here to support the business. We are here to support the farmers. And in the long term, we think that it's good decision for DTB to stay here. The elections are coming on 8th, and on 9th, business will be as usual. So we have full confidence in the marketplace in Eldoret, and we believe that being here will be closer to the business community around here. This is our second branch in Eldoret, and given the reception we got on the first branch and the demands for the customers around here to open this branch to serve them closer, we feel that this branch would add serious value to the customers here.
You've spoken to us about the reception that your first branch got and the customer needs that you have also observed. What other market trends have informed this particular decision for DTB to open a second branch here in Eldoret town?
You see, the expansion of the branch is driven mostly by customer demand and positioning. So in Eldoret, we want to dominate this area. And just like we are expanding into the Western market, the Eldoret branch, given that our first branch is at the mall, which is not in a central place as such, this branch brings us right in the middle of SME. And as you know, DTB is an SME bank, so we are bringing our services closer to the customer. Yeah.
Okay. Away from the SME, another particular market that I'm sure you'll be targeting is the farmer industry, because this county largely depends on agriculture. Do you have some agribusiness products tailored to particularly entice and also ensure that agribusiness men or even farmers benefit from Diamond Trust Bank?
Okay, so farming is big. As you know, farming contributes to around 25% of the national GDP. So as DTB, we are playing mostly on the two areas. One is on the distribution of agriculture. Secondly is the agribusiness, meaning the semi-industry, which is running in these areas. For example, the processing, the distribution, the wholesaling, and also with the farmer. So if you see, like in this area, we are working with so many other farmers in terms of funding for the fertilizer, funding for the inputs, and also helping them in distribution when the crop is up. So we have there's a whole line and there's a whole distribution chain which we are supporting through credit facilities to those farmers, to those traders, and to the end users.
And last but nevertheless, we have seen banks also go the digital way. So what platforms do you have, or what digital platforms do you have at DTB to ensure even more efficient customer service?
Okay, so in terms of digital, I think we are leaders in this space. So right now, if you see, we have a DTB app, which any customer can download. If you're a DTB customer, it will enable you to transact all your payments, all your receipts through the app. We also have our ATMs in Eldoret, which you can use to do your transactions after hours. We have an online platform that you can go into and make your transactions outside or within banking hours. And also we are trying to enlarge our agency network in Eldoret area and the surrounding areas. So these services will enable customers to do transactions after or away from the bank. Yeah.
And of course, the banking industry has largely grown, and we have seen a number of players just come to the field. What message would you send to your clientele out there, or even someone who's looking for an alternative banking? Why DTB?
Why DTB? That's a good question. DTB, as you know, is a local bank. We are an indigenous bank. We have a very long-term view of this economy. We believe that the Kenyan economy is going to bounce back. There's a slowdown right now, but it's going to bounce back. So as a bank, we are positioning ourselves as an SME bank. So anyone who is doing business, whether it is informal business, whether it's a formal business, will find home at DTB. And we have a wide range of products for funding, financing the business to grow, and also liabilities products where they can save and in turn use that saving to grow their business. We also have a lot of insurance products that we offer for them just to safeguard their assets. So if you come to DTB, there's everything for everybody.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Ken Nyakumita. He's the head of business banking at DTB. Now, very briefly, before we let DTB go, if we could speak to one of your customers. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. He's one of your customers, right? Thank you for joining us on NTV. Tutaanza kwa majina yako, utatuambia unafanya biashara gani na experience yako na DTB imekuwa vipi?
Kwa majina ninaitwa William Boynet. Ninafanya biashara ya mafuta na experience ile nimepata na DTB ni nzuri sana. They are friendly. They are quick in solving problems that we have as customers. And they meet our needs. They meet our needs, and they are very quick in their service. Also, they have given us flex times of banking. You can imagine banking sometimes as late as 8 p.m. and on weekends they give us extra hours. So it is really a good bank that I would like others to join. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Boynet. That was one of the clientele here at Diamond Trust Bank, noting that the flexible working hours are among the highlights for him, and that is what keeps him still banking with DTB. And earlier, when I was speaking to the head of business banking, Mr. Ken Nyakumita, he noted there is definitely a product for each and everyone at Diamond Trust Bank. And if you're just joining us, dear viewer, on this particular day, DTB is opening its second branch here in Eldoret town, noting the bank notes that even as we get to the election season or period next week, there is life after elections, and they have rightfully positioned themselves in this business hub that Eldoret has already positioned itself as, and of course not only here but also in the greater Western Kenya. For now, back to you in Nairobi, Victoria Rubadiri. But for these and much more, be sure to join us on NTV Business Tonight, where we will have more on why DTB is here and what exactly they want to offer the North Rift and Western Kenya circuit with this opening up of their second branch here in Eldoret town. Victoria.
Okay, great. Thanks to Lois Wangoi.